So Nicky, looking ahead to your Aintree team, if we start off with Fusil Raffles, ran a cracker at Cheltenham in the Marsh Novices.
He did. Actually, he reversed roles, because if you go back to sort of before Christmas, he actually won a 2.5 mile novice chase at Aintree House. Got in a terrible muddle that day and didn't jump at all well, whereas Fusil Raffles was great, came back from winning that, and he was second to Aintree House. But he ran a fantastic race. Again, the race really sort of changed its whole complex when Envoy Allen fell. But, you know, you've got to be there and take your chances when they give them to you. And they were both there, and he finished first and second, and he was a very good second to Aintree House.
And the track, Aintree, do you think that might suit better?
I don't think better necessarily, because I think he stays very well. So maybe Cheltenham does suit him, but I don't see why it would inconvenience him anyway.
And in the bowl, you've got Mr. Fisher stepping up to 3 miles.
I think we've always been looking to go 3 miles with him. He ran a very good race at Cheltenham in the Ryanair. They went to ferocious gallop, and he was still right on their heels at the top of the hill, and he probably paid the penalty for trying to go with Allaho. You know, he just didn't quite get home. Nicky actually pulled him up in the end, but that doesn't reflect the race he actually ran. He'd won 2 mile 5 round there before. One thing he has to have is good ground, and we've always thought the stepping up to 3 miles was going to be ideal and would suit him. So this is his first opportunity, and it'll certainly give us a guide as to what to do next year. You know, it'll be his first try at 3 miles, and so if we hopefully do get it, then we'll know where to be aiming next season.
The Aintree hurdle, Buveur DAir, you took the decision to miss Cheltenham and come to Aintree.
We were, he had a few, I mean, as you know, his injury was caused by that massive piece of wood that he got in his foot in the Fighting Fifth 2 years ago, nearly. And, you know, it's been a long comeback. We were pleased with his comeback run. And then it just seemed, I mean, we had Epitante waiting for the champion hurdle, and he's 10 now, and there's no doubt that an extra half a mile would probably help. So we schooled him this morning. He was as sharp as a razor, and he's in good form, and so we said we'd wait for him. He isn't the Buveur DAir of old, but it's not to stop him being still a very good horse. And that's why I think 2.5 will suit him nicely. And
just to get him back at all, I mean, at one stage it looked like it might be the end of his career. So the fact he's back...
Well, it was sad. It was very bad luck. I mean, that is just, you know, one of the sort of frustrating, stupid things that horses do. And it was a freak injury. And it was a miracle they mended it, to be honest with you. But here he is, and we're all set to go.
And he could be joined in the race by Buzz.
He might well be. Buzz will be in the handicap, and if he looks like getting top weight in the handicap again, and we'll see what runs in this. I mean, the whole meeting is going to. We're sort of rather there's going to be a very hot English contingent here. I think a lot of people have done what we've done with Buveur DAir, that have waited with a number of horses, kept them out of Cheltenham. You know, it was interesting how low the number of runners were at Cheltenham, and I think a lot of people have done what we've done across the board, where we ran no novice hurdlers at Cheltenham, which is very strange, but they're all coming here, and Buveur DAir. So, and it depends what else has been waiting in the wings, because I suspect most of the Irish horses will be waiting for Punchestown. You know, they've travelled over to Cheltenham, they've gone back to Ireland. To come back again 3 weeks later is quite something, and I think they will probably stay more for Punchestown, and I suspect we'll have a pretty small team for Punchestown.
And talking of your novice hurdlers, then in the Juvenile Heroes de Soy.
Well, I think so. I've always liked him, and he won his first start. Then he got beaten, but I think the form of that has turned out to be rather a lot better. But I can't say I think he quite ran to his best that day. And again, you know, all the top, with the exception of King East, 4-year-old, Tritonic. You know, I haven't seen anything very sort of top class in England, and that was borne out by the Triumph Hurdle. The Irish were 1, 2, 3, 4 probably. And I expect Kingy might run again, but I think this horse deserves a chance in a race like this, yeah.
And in the mare's bumper, you've got a couple, Mine Sunday and Tweed Skirt.
Tweed Skirt's done nothing wrong. She won a little race at Wetherby first time out, and then was third in the listed race at Sandown in appalling ground. She ran really well. So she'll probably come and have another go at a listed race. Mine Sunday, she made her debut at Newbury in a mare's bumper there and was very impressive. She's in good form. I think she'd, she's a mare going places.
Would she be the number one of the...
Well, not necessarily. I love Tweed Skirt. She's a lovely... They're different altogether. One's grey and one's brown, but one's big and one's small.